Hello and welcome to this Printess tutorial. My name is Axel and today I would like to talk about flexible designs. That's one of the main features, one of the most important, powerful features of Printess, because the same layout can be used for different products in different sizes and different formats. So you create one design to be used for a mug as well as for a greeting card, as well as for a poster or a t-shirt. We've got that example here on our website. That's a canvas print, and if I now change from portrait to landscape, you see the same layouts changing their aspect ratio and their format. It saves you a huge amount of work to work with these flexible designs. And in this video tutorial we will really start from scratch with the basics. Therefore I have prepared a very simple document. It's 21 by 21 and it only includes an image frame, which is masked with a shape, and in addition we do have a text frame. If I would now change the format of the document itself, of the standalone, it doesn't behave like I have shown before. And this is because of the fact that this here is a standalone template. If you would like to use the magic of the flexible designs, you have to work with layout snippets. So in the first step I will change here the template type from standalone to layout library to save it. And I have to save the template first before we get started. But what's the difference now? The difference is that a layout snippet always scales like an image to fit the document size. And if your template type is already a layout library, like in our case, you have that tab available here, the layout snippet tab. And if you would like to test your design now, you have to turn on the filter by aspect range. This is normally used for filtering the different layout snippets for the different formats at the buyer side, but we will use it in our case for testing. So I turn on other aspect ratios to now switch to the buyer side. And now you've got these aspect range available here at the buyer side as well to test your layout. And as you can see, it always scales to the format of the document where the layout snippet will later on be placed. And I didn't use any special settings. It's just really that I centered that frame here and the text frame as well with static values in centimeter. Really nothing special. It just works straight away because it's a layout snippet. So in the next step, you may would like to add a background. So let me place that square here to scale it to the document size and to bring it to the back. Let's change the color. Done. And if we're now testing it again, it scaled. That's fine with this, but it's not really a background because it does not expand to the maximum size or to the actual size of the target document. But it's not a big deal to achieve that. I select that frame again for the background to set it to dock to bleed. And that's the general concept of layout snippets. You do have a background. In this case it's just a shape, but it could also be a background image or a pattern or whatever you would like to place in a background. And this should always scale to the size of the target document. And if this target document includes a bleed, it should also scale into the bleed, of course. And this is why that option is called dock to bleed. But this only counts for the background. And on top, you've got these frames or elements in front, which has to be set up differently. So we always differentiate between backgrounds and the frames in front of it. So let's go to the buyer side again. And now the background shape is really a background. It always matches the size of the target document. But the dock to bleed feature could also be used for other frames. So if we add another shape, for example, to place it here at the bottom, I will arrange it to send it backward and I will change its shape. That's why I open the path editor here to insert some additional points, to create something like a shape or a zigzag, however you will name it. Just an example to close the path again and to change the color, of course. And to make it scale in a similar way like the background, I have to use the dock to bleed option again. Now it expands to the maximum size, but even though I can reduce it in size and it will work out well for us. Let's test it at the buyer side. Again, it scales with the different formats. Let's add 2 more elements to our fantastic layout here. I will add a heart to rotate it a bit, change the color and move it to here, copy and paste it to try it again. Of course, it behaves like the 2 other frames, the image frame and the text frame. It stays where I placed it, but maybe you would like to have additional ones which are always somewhere here at the edge of the page, which now means they would have to also change their positioning with the format of your layout. And this is why we can't work with static values here for the positioning. So this one here we will set to alignment right first of all, therefore we have to re-rotate it. And for the positioning right, I'm changing now from centimeters to percent. Let's say it's about 12%, because this ensures that it's always 12% away from the right edge of the document. And to be accurate here, this 12% are the 12% of the width of the target document. And the same we will do for the left one. This is not centimeters, but let's say also 12%. Okay, or we do it 11 to move it a bit closer to the edge. Here we go. And if we now switch to the buyer side, we can change the format. And you see these hearts are always moving to the edge of the document format. So we have made our first dynamic flexible design, and I always spoke about target document where it will be placed later on and used. And this is why I will now go to the snippet tab. I already defined the tag flexible designs. I will publish that one here as a layout snippet. And now we can go to our master or target document, however you will name it. It's a standalone template where you can now assign at the layouts tab that layout snippet under the tag flexible designs. Here you go. And if we go from here to the buyer side, the buyer can place the layout snippet. And if we now add the feature here in our target document to get the document size from a form field, we can add some values to the form field. I will add the 21 by 21 centimeters as well, and an A4 landscape. And now the buyer can not just place that layout snippet, but also here the buyer can change the format. And our design is always matching. That's it for today. I hope you did enjoy the video and you find it helpful. And I hope also to see you again next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.